Hi and welcome to the 100% Club. Today we'll be showing you how to get Cleanest Hands on Dishonored. The location is the Brigmore Witches DLC. What you need to do to get this achievement is complete the DLC without killing anyone. If you follow along on my video guide, you will get the achievement for not killing anyone, being undetected, and low chaos. That's 3 in one go. Follow along on my guide if you need any help.
The black-eyed bastard knew that when my blade stilled the Empress's heart and delivered her daughter to the Lord Regent's men, everything would fall to pieces. He watched me do it anyway. And now the world's gone mad. Plague grinds the city down. Corruption rots. A mad killer roams the streets by night, seeking revenge. The overseers have stormed my hideout in the flooded district. And I'm in a strange duel with a mad witch named Delilah for the fate of the Empire. I'd say I was being punished, but I know that the world doesn't punish wicked people. We make our choices and take what comes. And the rest is void. I can't say I wasn't warned. The men are recovering well from the attack, but they don't understand the danger they're in. My mother warned me never to make an enemy of a witch. Corvo, here to settle our debt. You understand, I won't make this easy for you. What is it?
Thomas has returned with the information you requested. He's waiting for you below. I found Lizzy's stride. Getting her to lend us her boat will be a bit complicated, however. She's in Coldridge. From what I hear, they've got enough on her to hold her for about 1,000 years.
Coldridge. We can use this. We'll get her out. And Stride will have to pay back the favor. We'll have our transport.
Yes, sir. Your tools have been cleaned and placed in the chest over there. I'll wait here until you're ready to leave. Is it time to go, sir?
Delilah doesn't leave Brigmore Manor anymore. She doesn't have to. Which means I have to come to her. The manor's upriver, far out past the quarantine line. I'll need a ship. I've lived in Dunwall's underworld a long time. I know the players. Gang leaders, madams, corrupt officials. But what I need is a smuggler who knows the river, someone I can trust. It's a reflection of Dunwall, or perhaps myself, that after all these years, the best choice I have is Lizzy Stride. And Lizzy Stride is in jail. This should get me in the front door at least. Looks like I'll need to check in with those guards by the gate.
Overseer. About time, Overseer. We sent for you hours ago.
There was a problem with the waterlock.
Fine. Listen up. The incident took place in the interrogation room. Cross the yard and keep going straight. Anything else is off limits. Understand? Don't go exploring. Don't speak to the prisoners. We're not here to listen to you preach. Don't forget you're in Coldridge now, not the Abbey. We asked you here for one reason.
I'll be gone before you know it. Guard! Open the gate. This mask won't fool an
men to the
Archon.
firing squad, and no one knows what actually happened.
Hey, please, not now.
Hammered drinks and chose a bad day to sleep.
Right through there. You can't miss it. None of the guards that went into question.
I'll be careful. What happened here?
Is she strapped in right? Good. Look like much, does she? Comfortable? All right, we'll get this done. Let's start with how you got into Dunwall Tower in the first place. Was it one of the servants that let you in? One of the guards?
Is that it? All of these sections in quarantine.
They just kept
Nothing.
getting sick, so we
All
moved them
right.
out.
Corporal,
Must be the rats.
use the hammer.
Water.
That's right. The smaller one.
We moved them all into A section. Does anyone see the problem with this?
Can't really tell if she felt that. Don't want to break anything. Let's try again. How did you... Wait. You hear a kind of ringing in your ears?
It's just ridiculous.
What's happening to her face?
Stupid rats.
Where's she going?
Plague.
Oh no!
Elixir.
Oh no!
Bunch of crap. These guys won't help me if I'm caught in a restricted wing.
All cells in Section B are under quarantine until further notice. Prisoners who have been transferred from Section B will be observed for signs of
Did I
infection.
tell you about the time I almost caught that guy who killed the Empress? Shut up.
Where's Harold? He's not in his cell.
Check the log. We've been... moving people around to make room for the
This never happened under the Empress.
Someone will hear you.
When I get out of here, I'm gonna tear you apart. You hear me?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm coming for you! If it's the last thing I do, I'm gonna kill you!
Sure you are. Enjoy your dark cell.
I'll never ask anything.
Vector got out. Someone paid off a guard to give him a key. So now we've got the tumbler system.
So I have to remember a number and walk all the way back here, just to unlock a cell? Because they paid off a guard?
It makes sense to the Lord Regent's office.
They should just pay the guards.
All prison personnel will stay clear of the interrogation room until the representative from the Abbey has certified it is free of any heretical corruption.
Better make a pass over here. Huh? Can I buy your ration of elixir from today? Please, not now.
This controls all the cell doors.
Nobody's making rounds over here?
All cells in Section B are under quarantine until further notice. Prisoners who have been transferred from Section B will be observed for signs of infection.
Someone's supposed to be on duty over here.
Lizzy's tried. She's in rough shape. I'll have to carry her out.
I'm not saying it would be easy, but I can do it once the cell doors open.
You? How?
In the first run, I take two, three, before they get their swords out, pick up their pistols. I'm a good shot. Better than most of the people here. It's a fact. If I keep moving, I can take the rest one-on-one. It'll be bloody, but it's doable.
All prison personnel will stay clear of the interrogation room until the representative from the Abbey has certified it is free of any heretical corruption.
They don't hesitate to kill their own.
You failed to appear for service on the day of Corvo Atano's disappearance from custody. This is one of those situations where we don't have a choice. Hello.
She's beaten but not dead. See that her wounds get attention.
It will be done. All quiet, sir. Ready to go.
Let's go. Dunwall is changing fast. 6 months ago, Draper's Ward was where Dunwall's rich and well-born strolled and shopped and tried to be seen. The plague burned through it in days. Today it's a battleground where 2 street gangs fight over the spoils. The Hatters and Lizzy's gang, the Dead Eals. Lizzie Stride was the boss until Edgar Wakefield betrayed her and took her place. And her riverboat. It's the kind of thing that happens every day in Dunwall. I don't judge him. I've done worse myself. But I need that boat. Edgar Wakefield and I have business.
The textile mill used to run off a water wheel before the canal went dry. It started up again recently, and whatever the Hatters did to get it working has enraged the Dead Eals. They're fighting in the streets.
Draper's Ward ain't yours. We got here first.
Bring out the geezer!
We've been here 8 years. We ain't leaving.
When's your old man coming out to fight?
We've been making something for you, little eels.
What's the matter? Too much knitting to do?
Crawl back to the river. You ain't a real
warned,
gang.
eels.
You're just a bunch of mudlarks.
Come on and fight! Or are you too busy making dresses?
Waiting in jail?
Come on,
Die,
let's
you
get
crusty
this guy.
bastard. Dump you in the river after I come home. Somebody, give me a... Let's see what's inside you.
Take orders from Trimble now, is that it? A nurse? You gonna teat on him?
Hatter! Now and...
cut you up like a slaughterhouse whale. You hear me?
Are you missing something there?
I got a little something for you. Might burn a little.
Drive her back into the river!
Draper's Ward is our place now.
We're losing business. I understand doing what's got to be done. But wait.
Lizzy kept to a deal when she made it. She weren't...
Exactly. After last night, I don't know who's going to buy from us. Wakefield's a hard man, but he's not as fun as Lizzy. Lizzy enjoyed it more.
Yeah, even Lizzy never drowned victims in a sea. Can still see him squirming for air.
Yeah. How's he gonna top that? Can't believe we're missing a party. Luxury. Sitting next to the river. Or canal, at least. Just wait.
Wakefield sealed himself in the cargo hold of the Undine. Smuggling ships like this one often have a hatch underneath for dumping contraband if they get caught. Perhaps the Undine is no different.
You ever get that creepy feeling of being watched? I've had that a bunch lately.
Funny you asked that. I had this feeling of eyes on me. I looked up on the roof of that building over there.
Why did I think this would work? She bit off a man's tongue.
Time to signal Lizzy.
Lizzy Stride is assuming control of the dead eals now. She's ordered them to give you safe passage.
Your friend Edgar Wakefield set me up to be taken by the City Watch, and you followed him. Took his orders. But you know what? I forgive you. All of you. I'm filled with love. But the following people each owe me a finger. Logan, Douglas, Bang Bang, Ferris, Pigface, the Bakers, and Annabelle.
Shit.
2 from you, Annabelle. Have a good night.
Picked up anything good?
Blow off, Chopper.
That piece of garbage, Edgar. I'm still living with his incompetence. He let the Hatters cripple the Undine.
Ship seems fine to me.
They took the engine coil. We're dead in the water.
What is it? Can we make a new one?
They don't make them anymore, not for an engine like the Undine's. We'll have to get it back.
The geezer still leads the Hatter gang, right? I'll pay him a visit.
It won't be that easy. There's a snag.
Always is. What's this one?
The geezer's about 100 years old by now. He's got it rigged so that if he dies, the whole place gets gassed. So they're real careful around him. Got him a nurse and everything. Maybe you can cut a deal for that engine coil. Turn on the charm. One of the Hatters gave me their door password in exchange for keeping the rest of his fingers. It's whalebone. I never got to use it on account of the gas. And being in jail.
Just be ready to move when I get back.
You really think the outsider ain't real? What'd I see Dowd do then?
Just because he can do strange things doesn't mean there's an invisible man watching us. I'll ask him how he does it.
Are you crazy? Don't you dare.
You should get where you're going, little man.
What?
You hear that Rothwild's finished?
Yeah. I'll bet Lord Ramsay's doing a dance. He ought to be at that fancy Boyle party tonight, fragging all his rich friends.
Maybe. Just goes to show that again.
Quiet in the city. Almost like it used to be.
Bullets.
Don't look at me. Try Jerome's in the apartment up there.
I heard he was a cheat. Let me just a few.
Draper. The award is the sweetest salvage since the plague came.
You ask me? We should stick to the factory work. What's the password?
Whalebone.
Come in, Hatter.
Sir, the Hatters are using the textile machines to make shrouds for the plague dead.
Now we know why they took the engine coil.
The man who runs the Hatters is more cunning than he looks. He can flood this place with a toxic gas. In time, it'll eat through our air filters. You may have to make a deal.
went through here?
The Empress did. She had Corvo Otana with her. They weren't wearing no clothes.
Keep your hat on. I was just asking.
Just because you're in charge of the gate, it don't mean the rest of us are idiots.
Yeah? Well, since you're such a gentleman. Go check it.
Wakefield's miscalculated badly.
My name's Dowd. I'm looking for Lizzy Stride's missing engine coil. I'm giving you a chance to make a deal.
Yes, sir. Very reasonable offer. Geezer here says you're in luck. We only need that engine coil because someone shut off the flow that turns our water wheel. I sent men into the sewers to restore the flow, and not one of them came back. But what stopped them won't be a problem for the famous Dowd, will it? When the water flows, I'll give you the engine coil. Here's the key to the sewer entrance, and it's a pleasure to do business with you, Mr. Dowd. The Hatters will behave themselves, as long as you keep your end of the bargain, Dowd.
This guy never made it back. Wonder if he's still down there.
What will I do now?
That ain't good.
Keep this position. He says to bring a bottle, I bring a bottle. He says to bring food, I bring food. He says to undress, I undress.
Are you supposed to be scary? Don't make me take that away from you.
Don't be dense. She's afraid of us. When the change comes, she'll only want the Witch Sisters nearby.
Our power flows from Delilah. Without her, we'd be reduced to dancing under the moon in parlors. You must be wrong.
Why else would she put us here, right in his path? I wish he'd hurry up and...
think you'll see your men again.
Caesar says a deal's a deal. The code is 837.
his throat. So be it. No fighting. Wonder how long that'll last.
If you're looking for new recruits, no thanks. We'll put in warehouses all along this street. When the Hatters are gone, we could be rich in 5 years.
Get the plague list.
Here's a surprise. The job's done and the fighting stopped. Next you'll be running for High Overseer. Reattach that coil and we'll start upriver tonight. You are an endless source of adventure. Please, do the honors down. Fire up the engine from the bridge. Get us underway.
The Brigmores were an ancient family, bankrupted a generation ago. Since then, the manor has housed 2 street gangs, a smuggling ring, innumerable rats, and the Brigmore Witches. I'd always left them alone, but now a painter named Delilah had taken up witchcraft and formed a coven. She was trying something. A ritual. But what kind? The outsider knows. I cannot abide a mystery.
I scouted, sir. They've locked the front, and I've seen evidence of snares. Also, maybe it's nothing, but I spotted several statues of the woman Delilah. I don't know what it means, but I thought it was worth mentioning.
It means trouble. Anything else?
They're getting in and out of the house somehow, but I haven't spotted it. Sorry, sir. Best I can do.
Good enough. I'll take it from here.
strange doings, sir. I killed a hound in the yard, and it got straight back up and went for me. I had to crush its skull, to be sure.
Don't think I'm on your side, because I'm not. If you raise a hand to any of my sisters but Delilah, you'll answer to me.
Understood. What have you got?
When her ritual's done, Emily Caldwin's mind will be gone, and Delilah will look out through her eyes the rest of her life.
And Delilah will rule as Empress.
That's up to you. I've got my money. That's all I need.
Wait. What about a way in?
Use the crypt. There's a lever that opens one of the tombs. The lever is kept in the shed. That's all I can tell you.
And I thought the Footer district was run down.
I need to tell Delilah.
Didn't you hear? She finished painting the air. It's flawless. She's begun the final phase.
Then she's in the void already.
Yes, it won't be long. All of our patience and work will be rewarded. But what happened to Melina? Is she...
Don't worry. She made them pay first.
Someone should be here. I'll watch for our enemy. Would you join us for a swim later? Really, sister? We ought to have it. One of my sisters has wandered away from me. Is the new... I'm sick of hearing about it. cannot be at Delilah's side during the final moments of the ritual. She's alone. What if something goes wrong? Who will help her? Doesn't it worry you?
You underestimate our great lady's resourcefulness. She is not alone. Not entirely.
The statues. Of course.
They're more than statues. She's put her will in them. And in the void, their power is much greater. Do not fret, sweet Tilda. Lady Delilah needs you to be strong and steadfast. This is no time to wilt like a summer daisy.
I won't. Forgive me, sister. You're right.
You have many talents, Dowd, and they've served you. Delilah's talents are quite different. She creates images, but she does more. She captures spirit. She insinuates her will into her subject, whatever it is. We're witnessing her masterpiece, and perhaps yours as well. I gave you Delilah's name, and you followed it to this moment. You see now what hangs in the balance. Emily's life, Delilah's ambition, an empire in the act of crumbling. In your long life, I've rarely seen you act with such consummate grace. I give my marks sparingly, and I don't play favorites. But I will watch this with unusual attention.
The void. Time to see what you've really got, Delilah.
To you from the void. I call you with ochre from Morley, carmine beetle shell, zirconin lazurite, viridian bile. The tones of your flesh I tempered with Pandician chalk. The same loom that spun the fabric of your dresses made this canvas. I made my brushes from the hairs of your own scalp. Emily, you cannot ignore me. My power is too deep, my reach too long. Brush touches paint. Brush touches canvas. Brush touches void. And now I see you, Emily Caldwell. I breathe your breath. I can feel what you do. Bright mornings in the hub. I feel the cold night air of the ruin where you sleep. And the stink of the river. Age strikes the eye. Eye touches the mind. Mind touches the void. Feel your love for Corvo Atana and your lost mother. For your caretaker, Callista. I feel your fear in the night. Your hunger to learn. To become someone important. My hunger too. My fear. You are becoming mine. We are nearly finished. Close your eyes, Emily. Forever. Feel the void open beneath you. Make room for me. Give in to me, Emily. Give in to me now. Hate flows. Blood flows. Life goes. Out with the old, in with the new. You've lived in his bones long enough, sweet young girl. Finished. It is complete. I am... What's happening? This is all wrong! What am I becoming? Outsider's blood? Is this some trick? Goad!
No one will ever know exactly what it took to save Emily Caldwin from a living death as Delilah's puppet. No one except the outsider, who watches everything and thinks his own dark thoughts and speaks to few in any generation. I've learned that our choices always matter. To someone. Somewhere. And sooner or later, in ways we can't always fathom, the consequences come back to us. I came from Serkonos to Dunwall as a boy, made my living as a killer, one of the few who've heard the outsider's voice. I murdered an empress, but saved her daughter, who will one day rule the empire. Those were my choices. I'm ready for what comes. I have one more surprise for you. I asked for my life. When I killed your empress and took her daughter, something broke inside me. Now I want nothing but to leave this city and fade from the memory of those who reside here. I've had enough killing. So my life is in your hands. Make your choice.
You make an eloquent plea for a man with innocent blood on his hands. It's a shame Corvo doesn't know the real story, isn't it? How in these last days you passed through Coldridge Prison like a shadow, dared the tangles of Dunwall's underworld, and walked out unscathed, outwitted one of the greatest witches in a generation, all with consummate care and skill. How you saved Emily Caldwin, daughter of the Empress, first of her name, and no one will ever know. But how does it end for Dowd, the hired killer, the murderer, the savior of the Empire? It's up to Corvo now.
If this video guide was helpful, please smash that like button so that more achievement hunters like you guys can get the guides they deserve and get back on track to 100% completion. If there's any game suggestions that you want 100% completion guides of, please leave them down in the comments below and smash that subscribe button so that you can get notified when I release them. And I'll see all of you guys on your next achievement hunt.